not going to come from me. It's actually going to come from the team captain. Are we ready? All right, let's see.
Hello, my name is I'm a Riyadi player, and this is Al Riyadi are one of the most successful Asian teams. We won 31 cup titles and 5 Arab championships. How many times have we won?
The bus at the car park, right?
So coach, reflecting on yesterday's performance, what elements do you need to take into this second game? Are there things you are looking to improve on?
Keep an up tempo. As the time goes by, yesterday, the number of times we run the current open court were lower and lower. So we need to be more consistent on this. In order to do it, we need to be consistent in the defensive rebound, and then you will know that we can make or miss shots, but the most important right now is to get a high quality of the shots. Then you can miss them, but we need to get good shots.
And towards the end of the game, the tensions were raised up, and the closing stages, and it was quite visible on the bench. So how do you manage yourself and the team?
Oh, the most important thing right now for the team at this point of the preseason is still remember that we are a team, and the team is over all the egos of each player. So that's very important to understand why all the players are important. Nobody is a star. One day one of them can play great, not so good the next day, but yeah, you know that they have one teammate by their side that's gonna try to do their best.
And last question, you're playing the BCL Asia champions, Al Riyadi. What kind of matchup do you expect?
Well, I can say what kind of match I want. It's an up-tempo game where we don't play too much on half court. I think that there is when they feel more comfortable on defense. They collapse a lot the paint, so it will not be easy to touch the paint to create good shots. So better if we do it on open court. That's our style. Thank you.
So coach, as you enter for today's tournament, what goals have you set for your team?
First of all, it's a big pleasure for us to be participating in the ICC for the first time in the Lebanese basketball history as a team after winning the BCL Asia. So it's going to be a very exciting journey for us. We will do our best. Our target is to show the level of basketball in the Middle East and Asia as a representative of the continent. So this is a big honor for us. We will do our best to achieve the best possible result for us.
And you're up against Unicaja today, who might be the favorites of this competition. How do you look at that challenge?
First of all, it's a privilege to play against a big team like Unicaja. Not every day you will face European giants. So it's for sure it's totally different level of basketball between Europe and Asia and was South America or Africa. It's something that we look forward to benefit from this experience, and we will try to do our best to show our real level. For sure, it's not going to be easy job for us. It's going to be tough against an organized team, a team who finished second in the regular season in Spain. And when you say Spain, I think it's one of the best leagues all over the world after NBA and EuroLeague. So we are looking forward with excitement for this game.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, we are ready for the second game on game day 2 here. El Riyadi Beirut taking on Unicaja Malaga. Unicaja winning their opening game against Petro de Luanda convincingly, although Petro de Luanda kind of woke up in the second half and gave a good account for themselves, and kind of made you wonder maybe if they'd started like that, it would have been a closer game. But I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by Andrew Gaze. And Andrew, I don't think anything has changed regarding who the favorites are in this game and who the favorites are in this tournament. It's Unicaja Malaga, and sometimes that's not the type of adjective a team wants to have attached to it. It puts more pressure on you.
No, that's right, and I think your analysis of the game last night with Unicaja, what they did in the first half was highly impressive, but in the second half, I think there were some areas that they started to slip. Now, it's always hard when you have a big halftime lead to maintain the focus, and that's going to be the challenge. Early days of preparations for the upcoming seasons for both these teams, but El Riyadi is a club that has got a lot of changes, whereas Unicaja have not. They're very much a similar team to what they had last season. That brings about consistency, as opposed to El Riyadi, who last season had a couple of significant players in Jonathan Simmons and a fellow Australian, Thon Maker. He spent a little bit of time with them as well. They're not going to be on this roster right now, so they've got to make some adjustments. And but this team here, El Riyadi, they're champs of Lebanon, have been for many, many years, and I think they've won 8 out of the last 10.
Well, 31 in all since the founding of the club back in 1934.
Yeah.
It's not a bad record, though, really.
It is, and recent form is like that. A lot of these players on the El Riyadi team
Well, like this guy, Wael Arachi.
Play on the national team.
There's no bigger player than that guy.
Well, that's right, and so they've got some experience, but they're going to be up against it, and they come into this one as the significant underdog.
Well, as you know, Andrew, El Riyadi means the sporting club in Arabic, and they're going to show us how big of a sporting club they are. And Araki he was the MVP of the last FIBA Asia Cup in Indonesia. He played at the FIBA Basketball World Cup, and he's got an injury. He's got like a shoulder injury. I saw him kind of dealing with that in the workout room over at the hotel yesterday. So I'm hoping that we're going to see the best of Wael.
Well, the other one that I'm really looking forward to is Manny Harris. He's got NBA experience. In fact, played 94 NBA games with Cleveland and the Lakers. He's a high-quality player, and he's going to need to be big in this one if El Riyadi is going to cause an upset.
Well, El Riyadi able to beat Shabab Al Ali in the final of the Basketball Champions League Asia, and they earned the right here to be at this event. They don't just want to show up making up the numbers. They want to make this a memorable occasion, and boy, would it be memorable if they would get a win against Unicaja Malaga, who won the Basketball Champions League earlier this year, and obviously at the end of last season they made it to the Final Four. They hosted the Final Four the previous season. Powerhouse in Spain, finished with the best regular season record last season. High expectations, and they don't have Will Thomas, but maybe they're stronger with the additions of the players that they've got this season with Balcharovsky, and Killian Tilly.
Well, Tilly in particular, he's another one with NBA experience, played at the University of Gonzaga, and coming into a team that's well established. He would have high expectations, but this is a team that spread the minutes around, and your role in this team is a little bit different to some of the other more powerful teams that compete in Europe. And full credit to the coach and the way he's able to get all the players to buy in, because egos are huge when you're talking about elite level players, and for them to sacrifice minutes, sacrifice shots and the roles that they have to accept in this team, that's not easy to implement, and the coach can take a lot of credit for that.
Well, the countdown is on for the introductions of the two teams here in the second game on game day 2 between Riyadi and Unicaja Malaga. And again, we got a good look at Unicaja Malaga against Petro de Luanda. And now we're going to get a look for the first time at this event of El Riyadi. So you mentioned it as well, no thon maker. We'll see how the newcomers do for El Riyadi. So again, looking back at the great run of Unicaja Malaga, capped with that Final Four triumph in Belgrade, getting rid of the ghosts of the year before when they lost both of their games at home. And Unicaja Malaga now will be introduced here to this crowd in the Singapore Indoor Arena. So Alberto Diaz, who plays a pivotal role not just for Unicaja Malaga, but Spain's national team, as really their lockdown guard. Saw him at the Olympics this summer. Tyson Perez. Feel free to jump in whenever you want to talk about any of these guys. Dylan Osetkowski, what a terrific all-round player he is.
He's a star, not just in Spain, but right throughout Europe. Osetkowski, and he had a good one the other night as well. He's got length. The three-point shooting from Unicaja last night was off the charts. And that's one thing you've got to do is guard the three-point line, because they've all got a license and they've all got the capacity to knock down the three ball.
Yeah, one of them, Tyler Kalinowski, we saw him come out. We saw Spaku, Alexander or Oleg Bacharovsky, the Poland international, come out.
Well, 15 to 31 from the three-point line. That's outstanding shooting, 48%.
And here's Tilly, one of the newcomers, along with Bacharovsky. And Kendrick Perry, what were your impressions of him?
Yeah, he's an elite point guard. I got to see him when he first started his pro career. He played with the Sydney Kings in Australia in the NBL. Since then, he's gone on to play all over the world, all over Europe, and won titles. He's a big part of this program here.
So that is your Unicaja Malaga team. El Riyadi getting the first Basketball Champions League Asia title. They've won the premier FIBA competition on 2 other occasions. But it was an utterly spectacular event, well organized, and I think, again, Araki just kind of like underlining how big, how important he is, not just to Lebanese basketball, but to Asian basketball. But we're going to see the captain come out first. Amir Saoud, another Lebanese international, Lebanon international. Manny Harris, who was in that All-Star 5 in year 2, the Basketball Champions League, as a player with Ike, when Ike hosted and won the Final Four. Elmaid and Kikanovic, another former star All-Star 5 member in year 2 from when he played from Monaco. But again, he won the title last year, the BCL Asia title with El Riyadi. And here he is, the man, the myth, the legend. Arachi comes out. I think, yeah.
I was going to say, Arachi, it's quite incredible. Been a part of 8 championships in the 11 league. That is success. Now, I know he's been part of this program that's had a lot of success, but he's been a key piece of that for a long period of time.
And Thibodeau comes out as well. So, guessing we're not going to see Gyeokchan tonight. So that's a big absentee for them, but nevertheless, they've had the luxury of sitting back and watching Unicaja Malaga win. They know.
Well,
they better be ready.
It can be a double-edged sword. Yes, you're right. You can see it. You can prepare for your scout, but they would have been incredibly impressed with the way in which they go about it and the way they can shoot the ball, they can get to the rim. So well coached, really structured, and we've got some first-class officials for this one.
Julio Cesar Anaya Freo from Panama, Wojciech Liszka also coming from Poland, and had the honor of doing the Olympic final this summer.
Well, another one you want to keep an eye out for El Riyadi is Tabora, number 14.
Go through the starting 5 real quick for Unicaja. Osikowski, Barrero, Carter, Perry, Sima, and Perez, Baltarowski, Kalinowski, Taylor, Diaz, Jedovic, and Tilly. Should also say Sun Jian is the referee from China. He is also doing this game, and the head coach again, Iban Navarro.
Yeah, he's got the assignment of trying to find some minutes for this incredibly deep roster.
Manny Harris, Kareem Zainoun, Almeida Kikanovic, Wael Arachi, and Haik Gyeokchan. So he is playing tonight. I didn't see him come out. Saud, Mansour, Tabara, Abdallah, Rantus, and Thibodeau coming off the bench. I think Gyeokchan's looking like he's looking a little bit lighter.
Right.
He's lost a little bit of weight.
Trimmed down.
Ferran, the coach.
Good off-season for him. You like to see that. And players looking to improve themselves and fix their body up. So you can fix your shot up, you can work on your shot, you can work on all elements to it, but sometimes your physical conditioning, your presentation is just as important. Just talking about number 14, Tabora, he's 61 points he had in the game 2 seasons ago, which is a league record. Now, he doesn't average a whole lot. Last season only averaged a little over 9, but 61. I respect anyone that can put 61 up, and I don't care what level you're playing at. That's a lot of points.
Now, what was your high? Do you remember?
I do.
You never cared about that stuff, did you?
Well, you never care about it.
Igor Turkovic might be watching, so I'm sure he's going to come up with the answer in the next 2 minutes.
Well, in the NBL, it's I think my highest, I got 60 in a game, but unlike here in FIBA rules, back when I was playing in Australia, they played 48-minute games, so it's 4-12. So we had a little bit more time than what we have here on the international stage.
Yeah, but maybe you could say it was tougher defense.
I wish I could.
48.
I wish I could, but not on that night it wasn't.
So coaches putting their players through their final paces here, some final instructions. So what do you think? What do you think goes through the minds of are they just doing this just to keep their guys sharp and focused?
Well, of course, and I think right now what we're trying to do is I think tempo is going to be a big part of it. you heard what Unicaja want to do. They want to get out and push the tempo. And if I'm El Riyadi going into this one, you want to make sure that you don't allow them to do it. Use the ball, pick your times when you can run. But if something high percentage is not on, try and get it into a more of a half-court grind, because Unicaja's got the depth.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Gyeokshan is here. He just looks completely different. Wow. He's really lost weight, which I guess is going to allow him to get up and down the floor a little bit better. Be a little bit more slippery on his drives to the basket.
You're talking about Gyeokshan, number 24?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because to me, he's almost unrecognizable.
Wow.
How much he's lost.
Good on him.
Yeah, good on him indeed.
Make a commitment.
You'll find out he's a good shooter. That's for sure. He's a baller. He's coming out. There's Kikanovic again. So let's see how El Riyadi fares. Manny Harris, one of the bigger names in this competition. Number 3 for El Riyadi. And we are about ready to rumble.
Young Kuba gets the start. Didn't play the other night.
Yankuba Sima, formerly of Manresa. And they played the final. This guy's a Final Four machine. He's played at the last 3 Final Fours, in fact. He'll be jumping center against Kikanovic. And it's Sima that wins the opening tip. So it's Unicaja Malaga taking on El Riyadi here, the second game of game day 2 at the FIBA Intercontinental Cup in Singapore. We are underway. Kendrick Perry drives in from the baseline, misses. And Barreto give away second, third chances to this Unicaja Malaga team. It is not going to help you. See if they can capitalize. Oh, nice bounce pass. Osikowski has the ball blocked out of bounds.
Only 2.3 left on the shot clock, so they're going to go to one of their quick hit designated plays.
Watch this again. Look at that. The block from behind. Don't think Osikowski was aware he was there. And the missed jumper. There's Gyeokshan with the rebound. And definitely you feel the buzz in the crowd from El Riyadi. They have brought some fans. Very passionate support in Lebanon for basketball. And there is the first points of the game, scored by Zainoun.
Good drive by Zainoun. Saw the opening. There's a lot of rim protection out there, but there was a wide open layup that he ended up with.
Barreto, guarded by Harris. Don't even get the shot off.
Well, that's what Coach Navarro, we heard him in the pregame interview, was talking about. Didn't want to get too bogged down in grinding it out in the half court. Wants to push it a little more. And that time, a lot of man and ball movement, but not a lot of productivity.
Good to see the El Riyadi fans here having a good time in Singapore. And you would think that it would be imperative for this El Riyadi team to have a good start to the game. And so far, so good for them. It's early, but it's never too early to have a good start.
There it is, that drive, the play before. Sima just too late on the weak side help.
Oh boy, that's gonna be a turnover. No, it was deflected. YL. Oh, he gets blocked this time, Sima, but Kikanovic snatches the ball out of the air, puts it up and in. Barreto, that is a recipe for disaster if you don't guard him out on the perimeter. We saw him knock down threes in their opener.
Oh, my word, he did. He's lights out.
Araxi drives in, and that's it. Very opportunistic. You're going to leave the lane open. You are going to get punished.
What's a passive start by Unicaja on the defensive end? El Riyadi just able to move the ball. A lot of easy man movement, and they've capitalized with some plays at the rim.
And three-pointer is good from Carter. Got some serious basketball people here in the crowd as well, watching some of the guys being inducted to the FIBA Hall of Fame this weekend. Sitting courtside, we'll get a look at them in a minute, but here is Perry. No stopping that. And now Unicaja have taken the lead.
Well, it's a turnover that caused it. You must take care of the ball if you're going to cause an upset.
Zeynoun steps back, dumps it to Gyokchan. Gyokchan gets it to Kikanovic. Osikowski knocks it away. Kikanovic gets it again. He has to put it up. Well, good attempt from Zeynoun, but good defense by Osikowski and Unicaja. And the Unicaja players getting up.
Well, as soon as I said that, a bit passive on the defensive end, the last two possessions have been elite. That's not one of them, but caused the 24-second shot clock violation that last possession.
How about Perry, the three-pointer? That's a 5-point lead for Unicaja. Zeynoun goes behind the back, through the legs, gets it back to Arashi. Here goes YL again. Here's Gyokchan, steps into it. This is the open three. Osikowski open. Ball bounces over Zeynoun into the hands of Barreto. Now Carter. And Zeynoun just lets it go out of bounds.
Well, they're happy to, you see, this was the case last night as well, where they just living and dying by the three ball. They've had 8 field goal attempts, 6 of them have been threes. 3 of 6 from the three-point line.
Little Euro step there from Zeynoun, gets hit in the face. It's great to see teams coming from all over the world, playing different styles, getting together.
Oh, my word, it is. And, you know, the game these days is so much predicated on the three-point shot and the pick and roll. A lot of pick and rolls, getting to the rim. And you got to be able to make free throws, which we've discussed already throughout the course of
78%.
The
it better be 78% or else it is not a good night.
Or better.
Or better, yes. And Zeynoun makes 1 of 2. So El Riyadi trying to keep this thing close here early on, giving some different looks on defense at Unicaja Malaga. And the question is, can they get rebounds as well? We've seen Unicaja get some offensive boards already.
It's a 2-3 zone. El Riyadi falls back into.
Barreto misses. He's normally a zone buster. YL out of the break, gets it to Manny Harris, who flies in, lays it up. Oh, he misses a shot. That was an opportunity. Now Perry quickly to Osikowski. Showing the handles. Osikowski hands it off to Barreto. That's more like it.
Osikowski with a nice drop-off pass.
Gyokchan has the ball knocked out of his hands by Carter. Polcharovsky's going to come in. Look at this. I mean, this is a big fella. Handling it pretty well, dishing it.
Yeah.
Barreto, the beneficiary from a scoring standpoint. Gyokchan. Right about Tilly, who's come in. Nice bounce pass by Gyokchan. Intelligent basketball.
Good movement without the ball. Gyokchan does a good job of driving, but it's a movement.
And then Tilly makes his move and then goes off with his leg. Obviously, Killian Tilly, I think, probably a little bit longer and more athletic than his brother Kim. Although Kim Tilly, France international, can get up as well. That was good defense, though, by Zeynoun, reaching in. Wael taking on Kendrick Perry and drills it. He's not afraid of anybody.
No, he gets a good look.
Already assured of going down as one of the all-time greats in Asian basketball, Wael Arakchi. And if he could engineer a famous win tonight, boy, that would be something else. Here he is, passing to the corner. Now Zaynoun open, and Zaynoun is playing a little bit of string music.
Huh. Zaynoun, not the most orthodox shooting technique, but effective.
Yep, where's number 7? Kalinowski, well, just picks right up where he left off in his first appearance. I mean, he's just not missing, is he?
No, and it's the cardinal sin again. When you've got a white-hot shooter, you don't go underneath on screens.
Kikanovic showing he's got a nice mid-range game. Well, it's the BCL Asia champions going up against the Basketball Champions League winners from Europe. And that is a three-pointer.
That is
Kalinowski is just...
It's such a quick release.
Smoke coming off his fingertips. And the Panamanian referee blows the whistle for the foul. And just see Basharovsky a little bit further. Here's Saud, another Lebanon international. Gökçen goes out. And this is where the game becomes interesting to me, is how do you continue to play well if you are El Riyadi when your starters go out of the game? Because you don't expect much drop off at all from Unicaja when they do, when they make substitutions. Kikanovic kind of turns into the defense and falls down. Diaz in the game, gives it to Tilly. And there's Manny Harris with the rebound. You can see the athleticism of Tilly, can't you? But he hasn't finished. He's going to be a nice player for Unicaja. Saud. Cam Taylor. Look at the coach of El Riyadi, Farhan, on his feet, imploring his team to play defense. Manny Harris gets the hand up in the face of Taylor, who goes down, and he will get 3 free throws.
And it's one of those ones where there was not a lot of contact with the hands. It's because of where he landed, taking away his landing space. Have a look, goes up, pretty clean upstairs, but it's with the body down low is where the foul gets called.
Well, if a player is intelligent like Taylor, when he releases it, he's going to make sure that there's contact. The way he kind of turns his body. So Taylor makes the first, had a great first game. Also, he was foul shooting at 2, not at 3.
Put on the line.
Amir Saud. Thibodeau. Now to Kikanovic. Kikanovic works his way down low. Balcharovsky not giving an inch. And Kikanovic just has to make a very difficult shot, which he does. Tilly for 3. And I think that's on Thibodeau.
He's holding as he tries to box out, but the move down, no help. They play one-on-one. They don't send a double. That is a tough shot.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have too much fault with that D.
Oh,
Thibodeau goes down, gets back up. Here is the 3. Chase down the long rebound. Here's Diaz. Taylor from the top. Elmaden, Kikanovic not able to rebound it, knocks it away, and then Kalinowski is not going to miss it.
Well, it's not where he's most comfortable. He's most comfortable around the three-point line. Right place at the right time, and shows that touch, depth touch.
Kikanovic, oh, fumbles it out of bounds. Then Diaz not able to get it. Thibodeau goes down, and a charge called on Thibodeau.
A little out of control, Thibodeau. It's one of those helter-skelter plays. It's all over the place. And good footwork there by Tilly just to get in the right space, right place at the right time.
Juan Toscano from G-League United sitting courtside watching this game. So G-League United, no doubt, potentially going to play one of these teams in the final. You never know. And that is the end of the quarter. Good first quarter indeed. Probably the most intense and most competitive that we've had at the FIBA Intercontinental Cup. El Riyadi coming out strong, but Unicaja lead it 23-18.
El Riyadi be wrapped with this first quarter. I know they trail it by 5, but still the tempo of the game was right in their sweet spot. The shooting percentages.
I mean, already 5 threes for Unicaja.
The shooting percentage, 62% overall for El Riyadi, which is outstanding. And it's the way in which they've been able to get to the rim, which surprised me a little. And Unicaja, they just blazing away from the three-point line. And why wouldn't you? They've had a lot of success. Tape it a little bit, 5 of 13 to 38% is still good three-point shooting. And the ball movement, and they're the types of plays early on that we saw. The ease at which they were able to get to the rim. But still trailing it by 5, despite a first half solid quarter by El Riyadi.
The one thing that you can count on from El Riyadi is they're going to be emotionally engaged.
Yeah.
And so that helps them in this early quarter, in this first quarter.
Well, it means a lot. It means a lot to them. This tournament, this opportunity to represent the Lebanon League.
But you got to compare that to how Petro came out in their game against Unicaja, and it's night and day.
Yeah, it is. And
this is El Riyadi believing they're going to win.
No, that's for sure. They've not been intimidated by the reputations at the other end of the floor and taken it right up to Unicaja.
And maybe even though they don't have any players that play huge minutes for Unicaja, they did play on day one. So who knows, as the game goes on, maybe they get a little leg weary. That might play to El Riyadi's advantage. Although Unicaja will definitely play a lot of back-to-back games during the season. Well, they'll play some, like cup games. So here we are, back to the live action. Ali Mansour here at the start of the second quarter. El Riyadi, and look at that. Alberto Diaz just picks his pocket. Talius Kalinowski, oh my gosh. I mean, he is on fire in this tournament.
He's up to 11 points in the game already, 3 or 4 from the three-point line, and I don't even think they hit the rim. He's just so pure. It's a beautiful shooting technique he's got.
Yeah, that was nothing but cotton.
Thank you.
Manny Harris has it taken away by Camp Taylor, who quickly gets it up the
Why
floor. Kalinowski, I cannot miss. Oh, he does miss. And Balcherovsky. Oh, that was close, but El Riyadi's going to get it.
Diaz is so good with the on-ball pressure as well. He picks him up. He's got those arms. He's able to almost very deceptive in the way in which he can defend the on-ball and the ball carrier here. And you see it again.
Mansour blocked by Tilly. Now Kalinowski, the one player you don't want to leave open, but now he's missed 2 in a row, so showing he is human, in fact. Thibodeau has it, surrounded. Diaz going for the steal, but Harris says, calm down. Let's go to work. Mansour. Not interested in the three. Now quick on the break. Kalinowski able to save it in bounds, but into the hands of Mansour.
I love the way Unicaja, they know Kalinowski is on fire. Now, he's missed his last two, but before that, he is white hot. And the way in which they identify, know he's hot, and get him the ball, got him those looks. There's a nice block down the other end of the floor.
From Tilly.
Mansour just not able to find a pathway to the rim. Still tried to get it up. Really relatively easy block by Tilly.
Well, with Tilly and Balcerowski, they have definitely bolstered the front line. Unicaja Malaga, there's no doubt about it. Manny Harris knocks down the three-pointer. They needed a bucket there, and they got it.
A well drawn up play. They were looking for the alley-oop for Tyson. In the end, Mansour is a good foul because Tyson is a human highlight reel. There's Harris. You got to make him put it to the floor. He looks him in the eye and sticks it in his eye. The 34-year-old, he's been around a long time.
Oh, good D from Manny Harris now. And he's going to sit behind the arc. He's going to put it up in the corner. Oh, rattles out. Taylor. Perez. Short. Weil are actually back in the game. Interesting, they've got Jedovic on Weil Arakci.
Oh, nice move.
Thibodeau. Little short jump hook. So El Riyadi will keep possession.
Yeah, really good footwork by Thibodeau to get that front position on the box. Wasn't able to finish it, but the footwork was silky smooth.
We got silk. We got cotton. Have we got any nylon out here? Well, Arakci drifts in. Look at that. And great block by Osetkowski. Manny Harris was in a great position to score. Now the lob. And then Osetkowski not able to convert. It's a 5-point lead for Unicaja. And a lively encounter here in Singapore.
Oh, hello.
He can play. He can play.
My word, he can. He showed us everything on that play. Left, right, stagger, step back, and beautiful finish at the cup.
Perez scores just over Gyokchan. Nice pass, Gyokchan to Arakci. And here's Gyokchan running the floor. Doesn't score though, and now Jedovic the other way. Now the turnover, but the foul called. A little bit of contact as Jedovic goes down.
And it's a good foul. This is not the tempo that El Riyadi plays at. But
talk us through this again.
Well, there's the left, the step back, the little head fake, and then in traffic, just a touch to drop that in. That is just elite bullet basketball. The defense didn't do a whole lot wrong. It's just good offense beating pretty good defense.
Yeah, he's got all the moves. And he's also the closer. He does it all for everybody, whoever he plays for. That's done for a long time. There's Diaz. Gets it though, Osetkowski. Jedovic gets blocks by Saud. Great play, Saud.
This is an inspired El Riyadi team. They're diving all over the floor. They're closing out hard on the rotations.
I think good job, Arakji. Now they quickly get into transition. It leads to a bucket.
Oh,
He missed the layup. Unbelievable. Amir Saud then tries to get it back. There's a couple of layups now missed by El Riyadi.
the intimidation by Osikowski, who was trailing.
Diaz back outside to Jedovic. Osikowski going to try to post up against Gökçen.
Nice.
Oh, textbook.
It was fundamentally sound, low post move. Osikowski, he can hit the 3 ball, but he's highly qualified on the box as well.
Not the pass intended for Gökçen, goes out of bounds. A little bit of
Arakci's just got a
conversation with Arakci and Gökçen.
Well, he's disappointed that the pass wasn't being able to reel in. Now, that was a white-hot pass in close quarters. And he needs to just temper that, the way in which he communicates with his teammates.
Yeah. Well, I think he realizes there's just very little margin for error against Unicaja Malaga. They've got to take advantage of these chances. But they have missed a few layups. Carter into Osikowski again. And the foul, almost had a 3-point play. Opportunity for Perez.
Yeah, Perez around the rim, missed one that you'd normally expect him to make. Good drop-off pass again. There is the contact, and you know, they're the ones, they look, get fouled, that should be an M1 opportunity. Sure, he's off balance, but at this level, you normally expect him to make it.
Well, there they are. You can see Romain Sato, Kirk Penny going into the FIBA Hall of Fame tomorrow. Sato on the left in the brown suit. Kirk Penny breaking out the pink today with the legendary
Nice.
tall black.
I do. It's sort of the mauve look about him, looking sharp. Hair's a little grayer from the last time I saw him, though.
He does indeed. Look at that! Tyson Perez going up. Flying in for the jammer.
Beautiful pass, right on point. The athletic Perez. You've got a good margin for error when you're throwing alley-oops to him. Got a lot of bounce.
El Riyadi, no option but to call a timeout. We'll hear from Coach Farhan.
You are doing good. We need to score our basket. That's it, because you are to reward yourself. Now, forget about it. Next play. We play head. We play head. Okay? This is Thibodeau here in the corner, and this is Kika. Hike, Wael, KC. Pass, Wael will go, Hike will left, pass. Thibodeau, you will go high, receive, and give handoff to Wael. Now, this screen, read the help. If they are taking the roll from here, okay? So we have a shot from here. Thibodeau, you will take the shot, open shot. Guys, please. 2 things we need to control. Rebound and use your foul.
Fight, 1, 2, 3, fight.
So that was the lob. Flushed by Perez again. Tyson Carter to Tyson Perez.
Yeah, good combination.
It's a good 1-2 punch from Tyson. Did you get that?
I like it. I like where you're going. I'm here. I'm here for you.
So some first bit of adversity faced here by El Riyadi, trailing by double digits, 10 points. Actually gets it back to Thibodeau. His pass intercepted, intended for Kikanovic. Maybe it was a little too deliberate. Easily read by Osikowski. Osikowski step back. Boy, Amir Saud has played a game tonight. Now Wael Arakchi, that's his game. Oh, he misses, but Kikanovic there with the rebound. Kikanovic into Thibodeau. Thibodeau gets it back, puts it up. Oh, goes for the dunk, and he misses. Boy, how many misses are they going to have? He gets it back and puts it up and in this time.
Well, he needed that one. He needed to just keep the scoreboard ticking over and work through this period. Continue the fight.
Djedovic going hard to the basket. Bounce pass to Kikanovic, good play. Assist, give the dime to Wael Arakchi. Djedovic gets to the baseline.
Got the size. Oh.
And the foul called right at the end of the shot clock.
And it is. And when the shot clock's so tight, gets so low, and you've got a mismatch, you've got to send a double team. It was always going to be hard with that mismatch. And Djedovic took advantage of it.
So here's Djedovic, who got involved a couple of flashpoints in the first game against Petro de Luanda.
He's a super smart player. He's had an incredible career already.
Makes just one of two. Arakchi dribbling, gets it from the end. Amir Saud hands it off, and Kikanovic. Well-crafted play in the half court.
Was it ever? Giving up good shots for better shots that ends up in a dunk. Got some problems with this shot clock, I think it was. Just had to do some running repairs.
Look at this again.
Yeah, the teamwork here. Djedovic gets caught ball watching, the back cut, and then the dunk. Oh, and a little extra style points.
A little bit of mustard. And offensive foul, Sema. The dreaded moving screen again. Why is that so hard to learn, to establish? I guess just because the motion, you're always in motion.
You are, and I think a lot of it these days is one, you're trying to help your team out, of course, but there's so much point of emphasis as Djedovic takes a breather, so much points of emphasis on the roller, and when you start rolling and screening as well, and you're moving like that, it's hard to stay away from the attention from the officials. Oh,
traveling to call on Kikanovic.
Kikanovic just got all tangled up with his feet, lost his balance.
He's still got it though. I'm impressed by his game tonight. He's playing hard.
Oh my word. He has been a solid contributor at both ends of the floor.
Yeah, both quite an asset for this team. I mean, he brings the size, but he's got some moves. Just didn't finish that one. Perry's back in. He presents problems, and he shows you got to respect his drive. So he's going to get some jump shots.
We got the switch. Kikanovic was on him, had the size, but didn't have the leg speed to close him out tight enough. Oh, he talked him into it, I think.
Wow. So Unicaja Malaga possession. Good D from Unicaja.
Correo did a good job of selling it.
He is a good salesman. career after basketball. There's Kendrick.
Oh, that's...
Killian Tilly this time guilty of the moving screen.
It was a late move as well. Just didn't have him lined up correctly and steps out, earns a turnover for his team. You know, a lot of the times these days you see defenders of the on-ball just flopping on those screens to try and get those moving screens as well.
Can you believe it? Another turnover. So Unicaja get it right back.
Yeah, that's turnover number 11, I think. That's too many in a half of basketball.
Certainly against Unicaja, it's not going to help you with the upset. Final 30 seconds and almost Kikanovic, but the whistle blows and the foul called. So Yankuba Sima and Sewer now with 2 fouls as well for El Riyadi. I mean, you really appreciate how good Unicaja are when you consider they can sit down, edge them, and Kravish today.
Yeah. And then you got to figure out, well, when they come back in, who doesn't play?
Yeah.
And it's quite extraordinary when you see their stats from last season, how spread the minutes are. They got 12 players playing double minutes per game. And that's highly unusual. And it's not just that a guy's played 4 games and played 12 minutes. They've all got logged some big number of games and they just share it around.
10-point lead, Unicaja. Manny Harris says, let me take care of this.
Oh.
Loses the handle. Gyokchan has it. Hands it off to Rakshi. He can craft his own shot here. He gets it up and in. Look at that. No panic whatsoever for him in that situation. But here's another guy that can score at the end of the shot clock, or at the end of the game clock. Oh, and the foul called.
Oh.
3 free throws. Unbelievable. So 3 free throws for Kendrick Perry.
Well, did he get was the foul in time? I think they're going to have a chat about this.
Yeah, that's what they're going to talk about.
Talk about was the foul after the clock. Now they might go and actually review this. And they are going to go and review it. Plus they need to review because he signaled it was a 2. I thought he was behind the line. Maybe he stepped on the 3-point line. But they'll have a look and see if they can determine whether the foul happened when there was still some time remaining.
So, by the way, I told you Igor would be chiming in. You know, this discussion about the minutes that Unicaja plays, affectionately known as Spanish minutes. They're not the only team that does it. They, they share the minutes out in Spain, which they do. Valencia, I know I've seen. Tenerife. Now look at this. Has he?
Well, look at the backboard because that's you'll see the light. They have a light on the backboard.
There it goes.
There's the foul. There.
0.4.
Yeah. Is his feet on this
Are they
angle?
trying to see where he is?
Is it a 3? I think it's a 3.
Easily a 3.
They did signal 2 originally.
Yeah, he's going to get 3 free throws.
You can understand why with Perry's reputation of big buckets and...
Yep, 3. Here it comes. So 3 free throws.
And 0.4 of a second they're going to put back up on the game clock. that's not enough time when you've got to take the ball out on your inbounds.
Yeah, the only problem is when you score the way that El Riyadi did, although it was late in the shot clock, so they had to get it up. You know, Unicaja, with a player like Perry, they don't need much time to get down the court.
Well, they're having all sorts of problems trying to put point 4. There we go.
Yeah, they're adjusting the game clock. What is it now? Okay, just
There
let
we
it
go.
run down. 7. Oh.
Now then you go up to point 4. They can't figure it out.
Well, you can't see it. All you're looking at are the players, but they're trying to adjust
And then
the game clock to, right now it reads a 1. But what do you think they want? Oh, there they okay, let's talk about this. This is more exciting. So Dylan Boucher on the right there next to Kirk Penny,
Dylan
who's
Boucher,
sitting next to Romain Sato.
Dylan Boucher was a legend in the NBL as well with the New Zealand Breakers. He's now the CEO of New Zealand Basketball, and he's come here to support the induction of Kirk Penny.
But also a legend with the Tall Blacks, right? He was in the team.
Absolutely.
Both he and Penny were in the New Zealand team.
Real blue-collar worker.
That beat Australia to go to
the
World Cup in 2002.
Okay.
And made it to the semifinals.
We understand. You don't have to rub it in. Gee. Still hurts.
But you had already retired, and that's why it happened probably.
And they finished 4th in the Indiana in that World Cup. Best ever performance.
And they actually led Yugoslavia at halftime. And Pedro in their semifinal. Yugoslavia went on to win it. And then Dirk Nowitzki and Germany beat New Zealand in the 3rd place game. So Perry makes the first. And the second. And I guess the reason why maybe this is even more important with how much time is on there is point 4 in case he misses this and they can go up and get the tip. And you know that's exactly what Tilly is thinking about and Osetkowski. But nothing but 9 line. And the shot does not go up in time. So a blow landed by Unicaja Malaga right at the end of the first half. They are on top 42-31 over El Riyadi Beirut.
Well, it's been a good performance by El Riyadi, and now I know they trail it and they've only been able to put 31 points on the board, but this is one of the top teams in Europe they're up against, and I like the funk they're playing with. They're playing with a lot of passion. They're up and in on the defensive end. You see they're competing on the boards. In fact, they're leading the rebound count. And you know, if not for a couple of missed opportunities on the offensive end.
Yeah, they missed a few layups.
And really the turnovers, 11 turnovers.
Let's go down to the court and hear from Kendrick Perry.
So Kendrick, El Riyadi came out aggressive. Is this the battle of the game that you expected?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we understand that they were a little bit fresher than us, having that we played, you know, pretty much 24 hours ago. We knew they were going to play with a lot of energy. It seems like in front of a home crowd, honestly. But, you know, I think we responded in a pretty good way, and we got ourselves a pretty good gap going into the half.
And before the game, your coach said that you wanted to play up the tempo. Is that the key for you?
Yeah, I think that's one of our strengths, you know, getting stops and running out and just kind of playing free. I think that's where we're at our best. So, again, I think, you know, we did a pretty good job in the first half. We still got to key in on a few things, but overall, I'm pretty happy about where we're at so far. Thank you.
So Unicaja Malaga doing more of the same, getting some three-point shooting, timely contributions, and playing pretty tough on defense.
Yeah.
Maybe riding their luck a little bit on a couple of misses from El Riyadi, but at the end of the day, got to give credit where it's due. Everybody's contributing.
Well, El Riyadi, they've been talking about the turnovers is really the area that's brought them undone. Outside of that, they've executed well in the half court, and it's hard when you're giving the ball back to your opponents 11 times in the quarter. But Unicaja, they've done what we've seen them do in the game the other night as well. Kalinowski with the 11 points. He was white hot, 3 of 6 from the three-point line. He's led the way along with Kendrick Perry with the 10. So their guards have been able to fill the gap, and I've really enjoyed the passing.
This is what for me, this is what the FIBA Intercontinental Cup is all about. You get two good teams, or great teams from different parts of the world, playing some different styles. You got, obviously, they're both champions, and they're playing like it, which, you know, I don't think we really saw the best from Kimsa in this, from the BCL America champions.
Yeah.
Nor Petro, you know, so we have a good game.
We do, and Kikanovic has been the one that I've really liked. He's the big guy in the middle, and he's got the 10 points. He also got 6 boards, so he's been a prominent fourth at both ends of the floor. And
yeah, Kikanovic is a handful.
Perez playing upstairs is a thing of beauty.
And Kalinowski, such a hot player right now. He is leading the scoring with the 11 points, and he's played the sum total of 6 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah, and he gets him up in that time. They identify him though, and they get him the ball. And Arakji hasn't disappointed either.
No.
His craftiness to get to the rim, finish around the rim. A couple of his teammates he's been with a little disappointed they weren't able to reel in some of his passes.
Gyokshan's played, we've seen what he can do. He just hasn't been able to finish, and he's turned it over a couple of times. Here's Kalinowski right on cue, talking about, gets any daylight?
And any youngsters out there, when you're looking at Kalinowski's shooting style, that is
textbook.
That is pretty. Really pretty. Follow through, good connection between his legs and his arms. And yeah, that's a 3 ball, and we love it. We love watching it.
42-31, Unicaja Malaga on top of El Riyadi at halftime.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Let's do that. I think we've got a record, ladies and gentlemen. Ready for having going.
Unicaja Malaga on top of El Riyadi at halftime here at the FIBA Intercontinental Cup. And El Riyadi, this is the best game so far in terms of the first half, the way this thing has started. There's good energy in the crowd. Kikanovic, 10 points, leading the way. 5 assists for Gyokchan. Kikanovic also with the 6 rebounds. You alluded to it. It's been the turnovers and some of the missed layups that have been the undoing of this El Riyadi team.
Well, that's right. And when you're on paper, this was going to be a tough one.
So, Coach, you wanted to show the level of the Middle East and Asia in general. What do you like about the first impression of your players have shown in the first half?
I think we showed it. I am very
satisfied with my team performance. We showed a great character. We are fighting a great fighting spirit against this team. Now I believe we deserve more from this game. We deserve more, so we will work hard to achieve more and learn more. Thank you.
Well, he was not going to have a second question.
No.
And why not? He needs to get back to his team, you can see.
Yeah.
But his point was made, and I agree with him.
No, absolutely.
Whether they deserve more, I don't know. I mean, you got to earn it. Can't turn it over 11 times, but you could have been at least, you know, a few points behind.
Well, on paper, this I was a little nervous about what was going to happen for El Riyadi up against the powerful Unicaja, and they need to continue to play with that spirit at both ends of the floor. They're flying around, it's the desperation, and sometimes in the preseason, it's hard to get that emotion. But here, a world-class tournament up against a high-quality opponent, they've represented their league well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they've got real possibilities. I mean, let's face it. If somehow, some way, El Riyadi can win this game, there's no reason why they can't win this FIBA Intercontinental Cup.
Oh,
and that would be a phenomenal achievement.
And you know, they'd expect to get a little bit more out of Manny Harris. He's 1 of 4, only hit the 1-3 ball. He's capable of lighting it up. So there's still a lot of upside in this El Riyadi team.
Well, the second half is underway. Kalinowski losing the handle, goes out of bounds.
Sloppy start.
And even though Gyeongshan has perhaps not scored what you would think, he leads the team in assists. So again, there is definitely quality in this team. They just need to put it all together. Oh boy, the pass whipped in to Kikanovic, not able to corral it. The ball goes to Kalinowski immediately. Unicaja on the attack. Diaz. And that's the consequence. You go to potentially trailing by 8, and now you're down by 13.
And what a luxury it is that Kendrick Perry started the first half. This half, Diaz gets the start.
Nice pass. Gyeongshan into the corner. Saud.
And you don't really lose anything with Diaz on the defensive end. You pick it up. You don't have the same shooting and the same scoring, but it's compensated by what he does on the defensive end. So it's a good balance. There's that pinpoint. Well, it's a foul.
Well, Gyeongshan thinking that he was fronting him, and he does indeed get the
Who
call.
was the foul on?
Yeah, that's what. Well, this is exactly what Iban Navarro is saying.
Oh, they've called it.
Yeah, they have. They called the push on Balcerowski.
Wow. Looked like he was being held.
Well, there was some pushing going on.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, to me, it wasn't that much contact with, given they're both sort of holding each other, perhaps a no call play on. There's going to be a turnover.
Oh, well, look at Weil get in there. Hands it off to Kikanovic, and then Kalinowski just kind of
that was
turned into him.
A perfect example from Diaz of what we're talking about and how you flop in the on-ball screen, trying to take advantage of the officials being very officious when it comes to the moving screens.
Ball inbounded to Gyeongshan, who misses from deep.
He had more time. Still had 3 seconds left. He rushed it.
Jadovic. Jadovic again gets blocked by Harris. Boy, that was big time. This is the second time that Harris has come up with a block. Picks up his dribble too soon there. Here's Arachi. Nope. And Kikanovic able to get the rebound. Get it back. Oh, they might count it if he makes it. Nope. 2 free throws.
Yeah. The foul was a long way out, but he'd already gathered the ball. Once you gather the ball, you're in your shooting motion. That's why he's going to go to the line to shoot a couple.
So Zainoun makes the first.
You know, we've spoken about El Riyadi's problems with turning the ball over. Unicaja, they've been pretty expensive as well. They've got 9.
Just one of 2. So they haven't really had many opportunities, just 2 of 3 on the night. Here's a lob, and Perez goes up and gets it. Now Jedovic goes for the steal. Manny Harris comes down with it, but it's a 14-point lead for Unicaja.
Good pass by Diaz. Oh.
Euro step. Back outside. Shot clock down to 6. Rakchi being guarded by Spaku, and Spaku wins the battle. Gets the block.
Birdman.
Jedovic from the right. Oh boy. Telling blows being landed.
Early timeout needed, I think.
Excellent work by Unicaja, stretching their lead.
That's an impressive way to jump out at the halftime break.
49-32, and El Riyadi now in trouble. Timeout. You need to call the timeout just to stop the run, if anything.
Well, that's exactly right. Things were getting out of hand. Unable to keep the scoreboard ticking over. 3 minutes to play. They've only had the 1 point in this quarter.
They started pressure to goal. Our big ones cannot stay and wait a lot under the basket. We need to score and set high screens in order to create some chance. Let's go now for double drag. Okay? Double drag. Here, 4-man. You are the first one. Roll. We come get in from here. Try to post. Nothing happened. Screen the screener from Thibodeau to Manny or Karim. Guys, don't lose your focus. Don't lose your focus.
Defense, 1, 2, 3, defense.
Well, it's a timeout just to try and stop the momentum, as you mentioned. They draw up a play, and I think the words at the end there about not losing your focus, and that's a great finish. But in order to avoid that, you see a lot of that action, you need more ball pressure. Diaz is just there, and he just had no ball pressure whatsoever, and that makes that pass a whole lot easier. Oh no.
They get the steal, and Ferran saying he doesn't want guys to lose their focus. That's probably the worst thing that can happen out of a timeout, is to turn it over for an easy bucket. Jedovic hounding Manny Harris. Unicaja going for the steals. Here's Kikanovic. Well, sometimes it's better to face that pressure and go right at it.
Oh.
He expected his teammate to be somewhere where he wasn't.
Missing by a fair way. Here's that turnover. Oh, that's just, I don't know what Harris thought then. Don't know what he saw.
Yeah, that was a weird one. Or an unfortunate one for El Riyadi. Rakchi. Shot clock winding down. Zainoun. Another long rebound corralled by Kikanovic. Look at him, very strong. Nice play, Kikanovic. El Riyadi fans liking what they're seeing from El Maiden. Kikanovic. Adam Assour going to come in. Amir Saoud as well, the captain. The next dead ball for El Riyadi. Here is Diaz.
Not renowned for his shooting.
No, but he can score. Yeah.
He's capable, but
it's not usually needed.
And he's only going to take shots that he can know he can hit. You know, he's not going to force shots up. More of a playmaker.
Well, meanwhile, the rim protection for Unicaja, I think, is a developing story here. I think this is going to be a strength for them this season.
Yeah, and with that, having said that, it speaks volumes for what Kikanovic has been able to do. 8 rebounds and 14 points. He has been the shining light.
So they get it back after the turnover.
Oh.
And there's Adam Assour. Another turnover.
Assour thought he got fouled. There's a noticeable change in the defensive intensity of Unicaja to start this third. And they're picking up the floor. There's all sorts of ball pressure.
Thibodeau with a push. Sends Spaku down.
And as a coach, you love to see this response. Energy on the defensive end.
Perez from the left. Unicaja turning it on. They have stretched their lead to 21 points. It has been one-way traffic in the third quarter.
Wide open. Nice shot. Perry comes back in for Diaz. They just alternate minutes. They just split minutes between the two of them. Well, so far in the tournament, that's all we've seen.
Kikanovic banks it in. But that's just it. There's no drop-off. Maybe the players bring you something different, but...
It's a different look, but
yeah.
it's the beauty of Unicaja that they've got about 3 or 4 different combinations of starters, and you'd wonder which combination's going to be the best.
Jedovic, and the long rebound chased down by Perez.
Mismatch.
Oh my, he just, Kalinowski doesn't want us to forget about him. Amir Saoud, nice pass to Manny Harris. Oh, Harris. Ball knocked out, chased down. And I think, unfortunately for El Riyadi, we're not seeing the best of Manny Harris tonight. There's another bucket, and gosh, can you believe Kalinowski missed the easiest shot of the night for him? Here's Manny Harris. He gets blocked by Balcerowski. Talking about the rim protection. Jedovic.
Now it's getting up and down. This is playing right in the hands of Unicaja.
And that was Kalinowski with the reach and the foul. Well, the floodgates have opened.
Yeah.
And it probably is going to be hard to plug this lead. Up 61-38.
23-point lead.
And you remember when they left that timeout, he was like,
yeah.
What? Keep your concentration.
Keep your composure and your concentration.
But right after that, Manny Harris turned it over, just threw it right into the hand, and they got a quick 2.
No, that's right. And Harris has a spell. He hasn't had one of his better nights. You can see all the talents there. As we mentioned, he's a guy with NBA experience. 94 NBA games is with high-quality programs. Cleveland, the Lakers, Dallas. Just having a rough night.
Tilly follows it up. He's definitely an intriguing player, Tilly.
Yeah. Well, it's all starting to look really hard now for El Riyadi.
Well, it's just stark contrast to what we saw in the first half.
And the energy levels just drop right off.
Amir Saud.
Well, that's an offensive foul.
Yeah, he says he kicked out his leg. Trying to get the foul called. Watch this.
Saru. Yeah, he did.
Oh, yeah. Left foot. Yeah.
Giselle would have lost a lot of points if they called it that way back in my day. I was kicking my leg out.
Were you?
Well, and one of the inductees.
Trying to get the foul called.
Oh, my word. And that's what we did, and quite often you'd get it. Reggie Miller is another one.
Of course, yeah.
He did that quite a bit.
He's also going to the FIBA Hall of Fame this weekend.
One thing for sure, we don't have the information, but if you took the payroll of both these teams, there would be a large discrepancy.
You think so? In favor of Unicaja?
Yes.
Well, they have definitely unraveled in this third quarter. El Riyadi with a minute and a half still to play. Nice sharing of the basketball. Gyakchan, can he finally get the three? No, he cannot. Here's Tilly. Oh, just tripped up, falls down. And Seema with the rebound, fouled on the putback. And it looks like Unicaja have they just want to make sure everybody knows they are the team to beat in this third quarter.
Well, they made a statement here in this second half in the way in which they're being super efficient. But to me, the most impressive thing is the intensity, the way they've raised it on the defensive end.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, the shots will fall sometimes.
Yeah, you're going to go
the defense can be consistent.
That's right. You're going to go through those periods where sometimes the thing, despite all your good intentions, you're just not dropping. But the non-negotiable of great teams is what happens in the consistency on the defensive end.
Yep. Amir Saud drives in, banks it in. Oh. Wow, his ability to shift, avoid defenders going at a very fast pace.
Yes.
It's pretty interesting, isn't it?
And finish with both hands at the rim. Left or right when he's around the rim. He can finish both ways.
Oh.
Mansour just with the sacrificial foul, wanting to slow things up.
It's Tabara that missed that three.
It's been all one-way traffic. They speak about the defense. And El Riyadi only has 10 points in the quarter. 26 to Unicaja.
Oh, boy. How about that? The second time at the end of a quarter, Kendrick Perry has gotten it done. Remember, he was fouled shooting the three right before halftime, and here he is with a little floater.
We find gaps where gaps aren't there for everyone else. And it's the pace and the ball handling that's allowed him to do it.
70-41, Unicaja on top at the end of three. 9 threes for Unicaja. more trips to the line. So unless something drastic happens here in this quarter, they will be playing for first place. They'll be playing for the FIBA Intercontinental Cup.
Yeah. No, and then it's really going to come down to the game
with Tasmania and
the Jack Jumpers against the NBA G League team.
Yep, United.
And who is going to be their likely opponent, or who will be their opponent, the winner of that.
But even thinking about the possibility of the final now, to me, it just looks like Unicaja are just going to be prohibitive favorites going into the final, whoever they play.
No, that's true. They've looked consistent. They have the ability to shoot the three ball better than anyone else in this tournament so far. And the cohesion, the connection, there's an example of it. It makes it a lot easier for them to work through problems. And that's what happens when you've got a group of guys that have been together for a couple of seasons. They understand the nuances of each combination.
To me, there seems to be a certain amount of humility that goes along with this bunch of Unicaja players.
Well, they have to, because they don't get, they're not out there. You haven't got people logging 35 minutes a game.
Yeah, it's just about playing the game the right way and winning.
And the realization on any given night, it may be someone else's turn. Yeah. And the ability to accept that and to buy into that is the only way this type of system works.
Adam Mansour drives in, tough drive, more rim protection. Perry, his lob batted away.
The El Riyadi, one thing they haven't done is shoot a lot of threes. They're only 2 of 10. That's highly unusual in modern basketball to have 45 field goal attempts and only 10 of them coming from the three-point line. That's not the norm. You only have to look at their opponents. Unicaja, they've had 50, and 25 of their field goal attempts have come from the three-point line.
Well, add another three, and it's Perry who's just kind of like decided, I'm going to put myself into the conversation about MVP of this FIBA Intercontinental Cup the way he's playing tonight.
Yeah,
look at that, 17 points for him.
And he does it so effortlessly, or looks so effortlessly, because he's not a selfish guy. He's not there just getting his numbers. He distributes the ball, he sets the plays up, calls the plays. He's an elite point guard in European basketball that can occasionally make bad passes.
Here's Mansour. Gyokchan drifts in, passes it back outside. Tabata gets it to Gyokchan. Finally, that's what we've been waiting on. So Gyokchan's showing us what he's got.
We haven't seen Osikowski in this half either.
Taylor with the three. They're even getting them to hit the rim and go up off the backboard and fall. I guess, what would you say, that's a shooter's touch?
Yeah. Or as my colleague back in Australia, is the user-friendly role.
Ooh. Tilly with a shirt grab on Amir Saud. So the captain goes to the line. A rare trip to the line tonight for El Riyadi.
And he is elite. Last season, 96%. Oh my goodness.
That's even impressive for you.
That is impressive. Averaged 8.5 points per game in 11 on league. 3 and a bit assists, but the free throws jumps out. That is tidy free throw shooting. His own defense now. And why not? Have a look.
Tilly turns, hands it off to
Oh,
Sema.
he traveled.
All about just getting the bucket.
Might have got away with that shuffling of the feet.
A two-step.
A little shuffle. Wouldn't call it a blatant two-step.
A little tango. Bossa Nova. Here's a bounce pass into the corner. Tabata. Taylor rebounds and runs. Gyeongsang getting away with a foul.
He wanted the foul.
Perry. Oh, nice work. Working exceptionally hard just to get that opportunity. And Unicaja still don't give up. There's Carter driving in and fouled.
They're flying it down at every opportunity. Tilly with a nice pass to Seaman. There's the little, couldn't see it on the screen, but nice shuffling of the feet.
Unicaja's first game in the Basketball Champions League is going to be on October 2nd, and that'll be against Ostend. That'll be in Belgium.
Not long.
No.
Not long away. A couple of weeks, two and a half, 3 weeks. And they're playing for their lives. Such as the way it is with the Champions League. You don't get a whole lot of opportunities.
Yep, it is unforgiving if you don't, you know, you don't want to drop those games. You'd like to avoid the play-in, although I think that is the most impressive part is to see Iban Navarro and Wojciech Liszka discussing something. But their first game in Spain as well will be against Basket Girona on the 28th. So yeah, I mean, this is they're not just playing for a trophy here. They're trying to get ready for the season.
Well, they were 4-2 in Group A last season and moved to the round of 16. And from there, they were 6-0. And then, all things considered, was a pretty reasonably good run they had right throughout. They were the dominant team.
Yeah, they were. But I love what the Basketball Champions League did when they created that play-in for the round of 16. That, for me, I might go so far as to say that's the best part of the season. There's so much excitement seeing teams trying just to get to the round of 16.
Well, what it does, it makes every game matter.
Yeah.
Some leagues, you've got a bit more margin for error to go through a bit of a slump here or there. You don't have that same margin for error in the Champions League.
No, you got to be ready to go from the first whistle, from the first buzzer. Here's Kikanovic, 79-48, turnover, well read though by Amir Saud, gets it back. Nice pass into Kikanovic. He hands it off as well to Gyeongsang, much of the more like it. The one thing I'll say about El Riyadi is that they are willing to make that extra pass. They know that it's coming.
Really unselfish the way they go about it. Three seconds.
Carter gets it off just in time. The threes keep dropping for the powerhouse that is Unicaja Malaga.
No let up in what they're doing either, despite having a 32-point lead there.
Well, you remember yesterday, game one, they did let up a little.
My word, they did.
Against Petro de Luanda.
Yeah.
So I think it's clear that this was something that Iban Navarro addressed after the game. He's like, play hard for 40 minutes, guys.
Petro de Luanda, to their credit though, it wasn't just Unicaja taking the foot off
you're
the pedal.
right. Yeah.
They really took it to him. And as an example of the depth of this team, which we keep harping on about because it is so impressive, Ossetkowski comes in to see his first minutes of this second half. And it's a little tough to do when you've been sitting on the bench and coming in at junk time. Some of the fans just wanting to tweet out or X out or Instagram out how great the action here has been throughout this Intercontinental Cup.
Absolutely. They could be WhatsApping out. Here is the long one from Osikowski, missing. And Diaz gets in and gets the basketball back. So Unicaja Malaga, they'll get the day off tomorrow on Saturday. So really it's ideal for them. Here's Spaku. He's fouled as he turns. Goes to the basket, the Poland International. And I guess it's understandable that you would see a foul like that. You don't want to be dunked on when you're down. I mean, to be honest, it wasn't a bad foul. He just swiped down on the ball. You don't want to be dunked on. No, when you're down by 30.
And Balcerowski is the player, but you call him Spaku.
Spaku, which means bird in Polish.
He's a bird man. He likes to fly around, does he?
I think he looks like a bird. I think that's what his
Oh, he
Polish
looks like
national
a bird.
team teammates.
Oh,
like
okay.
like a big bird of prey.
Nice. Nice.
Now you got me thinking. I'm just going to double check. I'm not. Yeah.
Don't lose confidence.
Okay, here we go. And shot clock violation, so they get it back. Well, we've seen basketball Champions League winners, Tenerife, win the FIBA Intercontinental Cup, so Unicaja Malaga certainly taking some of the limelight away from them if they can do it this year. Additional limelight. Here's another attack. Oh, pulls it up. So Weil actually back in the game here to finish things off.
Little shake and bake.
And then Osikowski patiently waits and catches the long pass up the floor.
Well, it's a good teaching moment. Arakji, he was upset at himself and didn't move on to the next play quick enough and got beaten the transition. Oh.
Well, I think that El Riyadi will be unhappy leaving this game because they were, you know, they showed a much better face in the first half.
Well, they were into this game up to their eyeballs in the
We were
first
talking
half.
about them potentially winning this competition.
Yeah.
If they could somehow manage a win in this game. They've just been run out of the gym in the second half.
Which is not unexpected.
No, I think we're a little surprised that they were as good as they were in the first half, but nevertheless, that would have given you hope if you're an El Riyadi fan. But now Unicaja Malaga just drilling the threes.
Wow, he's got great touch.
He does.
Early on, I thought it was just a couple of lucky shots that were dropping, but he's been able to make those contested low block hooks a lot.
Osikowski's making up for lost time, coming in and scoring. So 13 to 22 for Unicaja Malaga, so they've made 10 more threes. They're up 35 points. Thibodeau, he misses, and with 2.5 minutes remaining, it's probably a bit too much to ask for 100 for Unicaja Malaga, but I think if they really wanted to go for it, they'd have a chance.
Kanovich there. Goes down to the double team, which he had to. There was a mismatch. Get that underneath that 6-second mark. Goes down there to help out. Commits the foul. The intent was right. Execution a little poor.
Anymore, they're going to be putting him on the free throw line. Here's Osikowski. Arakchi goes behind the back. Diaz bounce pass. And another dunk, this one for Taylor.
Arakchi again. He still wants to have words. Thought he got fouled in that last drive. He's got to learn to move on.
Yeah, he hasn't really enhanced his credentials in the second half the way that he did in the first. Here, they're going to get an open one for Tabata. Yeah, they're just not, even when they're getting the shots, they're not knocking them down. Here's Barreto.
It's not necessarily the prettiest stroke going around, but gee, he's effective.
He's got 11. I think Steph Curry must be watching because Sema just did. It's time to go to sleep. 14 threes as a team. Barreto has 3. 3 for Kalinowski, but Barreto is the highest efficiency. He is 3 of 4. Good job, Gyokchan. Got his hand up.
Well, he's consistent because he was 3 of 4 in the game the night last night as well against Petro de Luanda.
Yeah, I remember last season he had, or 2 seasons ago, he had a 6 in a row in a BCL game. He is a good shooter. Oh, look at that! Right out of bounds. Spaku dunks it.
The Birdman.
And Sema goes from night-night to breaking out the guns. Well, they might just get to 100 now. I didn't think they were going to have enough time. Thibodeau from downtown. Their three-point shooting struggles continue. Oh, Taylor goes behind the back. Another lob. They have definitely turned this into kind of an all-star game type of finish. I think that's how switched off El Riyadi have become. Look at the inbounds.
Well, what do you call him?
Spaku.
Spaku, the Birdman. I don't know what it is about those with a nickname, the Birdman, but Chris Anderson, I remember he was the Birdman in the NBA. And the common denominator is that they spend a lot of time in the tattoo chair.
Wasn't Michael Keaton the Birdman as well in that movie?
Maybe, yeah, you might be right.
Oh, Gyokchan, no good. Thibodeau with the follow. The rim protection, Balcerovski. Gyokchan again gets blocked. Thibodeau gets it. Definitely the length. They've definitely got their share of blocks tonight. Is that 8 blocks? Yeah, no, that's, let's see. I don't think they're counting them. Should definitely have more blocks than 2. Anyway, 15 seconds left, and this game is also almost mercifully over for El Riyadi.
Yes, indeedy.
So Barreto had held a BCL record for the most threes without a miss, 6 of 6 against Sassari. Although that's been overtaken by Sek Henry's 7 of 7 at the Final 8 in 2021. So there you go. Handshaking all the way around. A job well done for Unicaja Malaga, delivering, shall we say, a basketball lesson. If you're going to play them, you better play your best. You better not switch off at any point during the game because they will capitalize. 96-59, Unicaja Malaga win it convincingly over El Riyadi. And what do you think?
Yeah, the shooting percentage has really tapered right off for both these teams in the first half. But when you look at the overall shooting percentage of Unicaja, it's from the three-point line where they do the most damage. They were 48% last night, an impressive 40% tonight at 14 and 35. And they had some good contributors. Perry was just quietly went about his business with his 17 points. And well, I think that for half a game, this was a great game. Kikanovic was battling his heart out all night, both on the glass and with the scoring, but they just did not have the firepower. And Unicaja have been by far the most impressive team in the competition so far for what we've seen.
All the FIBA Hall of Famers coming over now to talk. So I've lost gaze talking to Kirk Penny, and it's been a great FIBA Intercontinental Cup today. Kirk Penny here beside me, going into the FIBA Hall of Fame with Dylan Boucher. We were talking about them earlier, but right now all the attention on Unicaja Malaga as they celebrate another big win and living up to the hype, really. And we talked about this yesterday. They got a chance to get 3 trophies. 3 trophies this year. So anyway, we're going to get down to the court and listen to who else but Kendrick Perry.
Kendrick Perry. You're going to be here all day.
Hey Kendrick, congratulations once again. Second win for you in Singapore in 24 hours. You really made the difference in the third quarter. What was your mindset coming back from halftime?
The main focus was to just keep our energy up. You know, I think, like I said at halftime, we did a good job controlling the pace, controlling the flow of the game. So I think at the beginning of the third quarter, we continued that flow, and it served us well tonight.
27 assists, 5 players in double digits. This is another Unicaja signature win.
Yeah, exactly like you said. Signature win is just us being us. You know, at the end of the day, we understand that there's a lot of talent here, but as long as we continue to be who we are, then I think we'll be in good shape.
And your potential opponents in the finals are G League United or Tasmania Jack Jumpers. Any preference?
Nah, no preference for us. I mean, you know, outside of the NBA, we feel like Europe is respectfully the best competition in the world. So you stack us up against anybody, it doesn't matter. Like I said, we just control what we control, and that's how we internally approach the game, and I think we'll be all right. Thank you.
Just too much quality.
Well, they do, yeah. And you look at it,
there's not anybody in that team that you don't want in your team.
No, that's right. And the connection and the sacrifice that they've provided, and we've said it many times.
The humility.
That's right, and you have to when you're playing with this type of talent for the betterment of the team. And they share the ball around. They had 27 assists, 36 made baskets, 27 coming. That's a really high percentage. So it shows they're prepared to make the extra pass and turn down good shots for great shots, and they're going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, Kubasima with the dunk. So they've got great players, not even in the game.
Yeah.
David Kravish, Melvin Edgem. You know,
right.
They've got
Olympian in Edgem.
You know, great roster, great attitude. Already the Basketball Champions League trophy from 2024. If they get the FIBA Intercontinental Cup, that'll be something special for their trophy cabinet. They could get the Super Copa. They're going to challenge again for the Basketball Champions League trophy. There's no doubt about that. Anybody watching this competition, you know, they got a chance to win the Spanish League, the Copa del Rey, and it all adds up to powerhouse.
It certainly does, and it's indicative. You talk about their DNA and how they want to play. 12 players average more than all in double digits. In fact, the lowest player was 13 minutes, and that was Tyson Perez. So they really do share it around, and a lot of different combinations you've got to scout against, and you can see they're long, protect the rim, and the difference being in that second half, they really cranked it up on the defensive end.
Yeah, it's just been terrific overall. And for El Riyadi, well, they're going to have to come back and play again tomorrow, and they will come out and play Petro de Luanda.
That'd be a good game. I'm expecting that to be a close, tough-fought battle, and to bounce back from this loss is going to be more their mindset. Can they recover, move on from this great game as quick as you possibly can, and not get too down on what was a comprehensive loss for them.
So G League United could be the team that they face, could be Tasmania Jack Jumpers. I think whoever faces Unicaja Malaga, they will be cognizant of the fact that it's going to take an extraordinary effort to beat them, especially now this team gets to sit back and rest and wait for the final. So, Unicaja Malaga win Group A. They are 2-0. The best that Petro and El Riyadi can do is battle for second place. That will take place tomorrow. Unicaja winning this one 96-59. Any last thoughts, Andrew?
Just looking forward to the game tomorrow, and who's going to get through to that final. It's going to be a huge, huge game between the NBA G League United and where my heart is at the Jack Jumpers.
Okay, well, at least you're honest.
I'm honest.
Thanks very much.
Fair but honest.
Yes, fair but honest. Andrew, Impartiality Gaze, thank you for your comments, and thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow from Singapore.